Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I feel like I haven't filmed like an actual tutorial in a while, so I thought the holiday season would be the perfect occasion to come up with something like this. So this is my take at wearable Christmas glam. I did not add falsies. I was going to. You can of course if you want to, but I decided to make this as simple and as wearable as possible. This was kind of like my trial run, if you will, for what I will be wearing on Christmas. I will be spending it back home in LA with my family. So yeah, I think I'm going to be doing a look very similar to this. I used the Juvia's Place Afrique palette that I hauled in my most recent haul. I will link that down below if you haven't seen it. And I did buy this palette for Christmas. Like, I specifically bought this because A, it has a really unique color scheme that I haven't really seen in any other palette, and B, because it has like so many delicious greens and berries and golds. I pretty much used all the greens, all the berries, the transitions, the gold. You can really get a lot out of this palette, which I super love. And I also decided to take it one notch further and added a little bit of glitter for a halo eye using the Cover FX glitter drops. This was actually my first time using it, and it was actually surprisingly easy to work with. So that sparkle that you see in the middle of my eye comes from this, and I thought the gold would be a perfect touch because it is Christmas, the holiday season, and golds, reds, greens, just that kind of color scheme really speaks to me. And I don't know if you guys can tell that I'm in the Christmas spirit more. I have my 'Tis the Season candle burning right now, which I'm going to be filming a Bath & Body Works haul very soon, like today. So stay tuned for that. I have my little reindeer pillow on in the background, which is just 4 reindeers with Santa hats on, and I'm not gonna lie, I bought that pillow specifically because I thought it looked like my dog. Because my dog looks like a bunch of different things. Like, she looks like a fox, she also looks like a kangaroo, she looks like a reindeer, she looks like a lot of different things. So yeah, anyway, that's the situation going on back there. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up now without further ado. If you want to see how I got this look, I tried a couple new products too. I will give you my thoughts kind of in my little voiceover. Don't forget to please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I post. But my hair looks crazy, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Okay, so we're going to prime the eyes, which I actually already did, and I'm going to set that down with the Milk Makeup Blur Translucent Powder in the shade Medium. And now dipping into the Juvia's Place Afrique palette, the star of the show, I'm going to take this first shade called Kisu, I believe, and with my Morphe M504, I'm going to just buff that onto the entire lid kind of as a transition shade. And then dipping into Cameroon, this like really pretty deep chocolatey brown, I'm going to take that on a smaller, more tapered natural hair brush, the Morphe M441, and I'm just going to buff that deeper into my crease as well as in my outer corner. And then I'm going to dip into this really pretty matte green called Niger, and I'm just going to, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, on this Morphe M433, which is kind of like a MAC 217, I think, because I don't use MAC brushes, but I believe that's what the shape is like. I'm going to buff this deeper into my outer corner, really focusing that into my outer V as well as into my crease. But this is just going to add that dimension to the look. And then taking this shade called Togo, it's a shimmery green. You can see right there, it's really pretty and vibrant. I'm going to layer that with my finger all over the all over the lid. I'm sorry, it's a star of the show. And then I'm going to go into this matte kind of burgundy called Bintu. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing these names correctly, but this actually took a while to appear onto my lid, but I really just tried to pack that really deeply into the outer corner for some depth. And then with that same M504 that we used in the initial transition, I'm going to dip into that shade really lightly and kind of just buff that all into my crease, just really liberally, but very lightly. And then taking this really pretty gold foil shade called Kofi, excuse me, I'm going to just pack that into the center of the lid with a flat shader brush. And then I'm taking the Cover FX glitter drops, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that in the center of my lid with the same flat shader brush. You can see I'm kind of alternating sides with the brush. No maple. It's my dog, sorry. And I'm going to really just pack that in the center for dimension. And then with that same brush in the shade Togo, I'm going to pack that kind of on the inner and outer corners to sandwich that shade. And then I'm going to go back into Niger, that deep matte green, and I'm going to just re-accentuate the outer corner and the crease, just so that we have that Christmassy green effect, as you see right here. And then going back into Kisi, that initial transition shade and that M504, I'm going to blend out all the edges together. And yeah, this is just so that there are no harsh lines. Okay, now we're moving on to the face. I'm going to prime my skin with the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. And my hands look weird here because I'm trying to avoid my eyes. But I'm just going to press that all over my face. And it's a pretty liquidy formula, so yeah. Then I'm taking the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation in the shade F7. This was actually my first time using it, as you can see. I'm struggling to get the plastic wrapping off. But yeah, overall, I do like this foundation. I thought it was really nice. It is a very matte foundation from what I've noticed, but I love that the giant doe foot applicator allows you to just kind of like use it as a spot concealer as well, and it just blends out really nicely, which I'm blending it in with the Flower Beauty sponge, which I really love. And yeah, it's really nice. I would say it's a true medium coverage, but it is pretty matte, so if you are dry, I would suggest using a dewy or hydrating primer. And then going back in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C6. This is the concealer. This is a brand new bottle. This is not a first impression because I have used this concealer before, but I do like it and I did repurchase it, obviously. And those spots on my forehead are just the foundation that I use to spot conceal again. And I'm blending out my concealer with this BH Cosmetics brush, but you're going to see that I'm going to go in with a more precise brush to get right underneath the eye in the inner corner to blend that area out, since I didn't want to affect my eyeshadow. And then I'm going to set my under eyes with, you guessed it, the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. This is like the best under eye brightening powder. And then I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Milk Makeup translucent powder that I use to set down my eyeshadow primer. And this is a really nice powder. I've come to really enjoy it. The only thing is that to get the product out of the packaging, I have to like turn it upside down. And then I'm going to do my brows really quickly, or fill them in, and then set them with the Wet n Wild Mega, what is this called? It's the eyebrow gel in the shade Nothing But Brunette. And then I'm going to take the Anastasia powder bronzer in the shade Saddle with this Wet n Wild brush and just really go to town bronzing up the cheeks. I'm not going to harshly contour or anything here. I just wanted to apply some bronzer to my neck and things like that. And then I took my Little Smell e.l.f. brush that I mentioned in my November favorites, which I will link down below, just to liberally contour my nose, nothing too harsh. And then I'm applying the BH Cosmetics powder blush in the shade, I believe this is Fiji Fun, yes it is. And then taking the Ofra and Nikkie Tutorials highlight in the shade Everglow. And this is really intense, so I'm being really precise and building it up because I didn't want to apply too much all at once. I'm just going on my cheekbones, and you can see the glow. It's really nice. Cheekbones on the middle of my nose, the bridge of my nose actually, and then as well as my Cupid's bow. You're going to see right here. Then I'm going to take that same highlight and I'm going to pop a little bit of it on my inner corners, which is essential for a dramatic eyeshadow look, as well as my brow bone to clean up that area. And then I'm going to go ahead and tightline my eyes with this Essence brown eyeliner. I believe this is in the shade Hot Chocolate. And then I'm going to go back into that Juvia's Place palette in the shade Bintu and really smudge that on my upper lash line, as you see right here. And then I'm going to curl my lashes, as always. I did not apply false lashes, as I mentioned in the intro, so curling lashes is essential. I'm going to take that Essence Hot Chocolate eyeliner and also run that through my upper lash line, and then apply this eyeshadow primer. Apply this eyelash primer. I can't talk today. As well as this Marc Jacobs mascara in Velvet Noir, I believe. And then I'm going to go back into Bintu and apply that with this Luxie brush on my lower lash line. This Luxie brush is amazing. It really allows you to deposit a lot of color and blow it out on the lower lash line. So if you want a smoky effect, I highly recommend this brush. And then going back into that shimmery, actually, I don't know if we've used it before, but this is called Fifi. It's a shimmery version of Bintu, kind of. It's like a cranberry. I'm putting that on my lower lash line and then going back in once and for all with Cameroon, the pretty brown transition shade, and just making sure that it's all coming together, which it is. Now I'm going to set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray just to let everything sink in. And then I'm taking this LA Girl lip liner in the shade Cabaret. It's a really pretty red, and just lining my lips before we go in with the other star of the show. So we've got green on the eyes, mostly green and gold, and then we've got a nice red for the lips, which I think is essential for holiday. This is the Too Faced Melted Matte lipstick in the shade Gingerbread Girl, and I bought this in my Ulta haul, and I love the scent of this. I love the scent. I love the formula. It's very creamy, but it is a matte formula, so it does stay put, but it's not too drying. And yeah, there we have it, you guys. This was my take on wearable Christmas holiday glam. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye!